Alright folks, third time's the charm. Hello, hello. Today I'm going to be talking about cobblestone generators, auto sieves or sieves, however you want to say it, and auto hammers, and how to get started on farming a good bit of materials for yourself. So the first thing you're going to need is these cobblestone generators here. Now it does require a bucket of fresh water and a bucket of lava, or if you have one of these other sources, lava egg, that works too. If you're unsure about how to get lava or water, I can show you at the end of the video if you like, but we're going to go ahead and get started, assuming you know how to get all that done. So it also requires here a piece of glass, which is sand smelted basically. And I know it's going through all these fancy different types of glass, but you don't need those. So you're going to go ahead and want to make yourself, if you go with the method I do, 3 of these things, because there's going to be 3 different things that we're going to start using in the auto sieves, and that would be dust, sand, and gravel. So now gravel is going to be the easiest and require the least amount of work. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started here, and I'm going to show you how to get this set up. So now I started this video earlier and I stopped it because I was having all kinds of fun technical glitches. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started again. So now for the sake of the video, to make things go faster, I went ahead and upgraded all the way up to the top tier cobblestone generator, because it takes a lot less time for us to get cobblestone to fill these guys up. You can use any cobblestone generator that you can make. The normal basic one will work when you're getting started. So here we go. Now you see I've got 3 hammers hooked into it. You can do this differently. You can have just 1 hammer making you gravel, and you know, sending it out to 3 different types of sieves. I am not going to do that. I'm going to do it a different way, just because I find this box here from the cobblestone generator tends to fill up before the sifted stuff does. So what I've got here is, you can see these are our basic, oops, they're not in my inventory. Let's go ahead and grab them. So we're going to pull up transfer. I'm going to show you what I'm using here. This is some basic stuff. I'm using the transfer pipes. So you're going to need a few of these to get started, because you're going to need them to make the transfer nodes. And if you want to get fancy, the flat transfer discs. So now I'm going to go ahead and see what I already have made, and just grab some of these so we can get started. So you can see here I've got, I think I put a nice flat transfer node in between the cobblestone generator and the box, so the cobblestone is filling up the box. You can see it's leaving because it's already transferring out of this box and going into the filters on these transfer nodes. So these transfer nodes are against the side of the box. That tells the game, hey, I want you to pull stuff out of this box and put it into whatever I have it connected to, which in this case is our auto hammers. So now from here, I'm going to go ahead and use some more of these flat discs because I love them. And we're going to go ahead and hook up for ourselves. I'm going to go ahead and put them on top for the fun of it, some of these auto sieves. So let me go ahead and pull this up so you can take a look at what we're using here. So we've got auto sieves and auto hammers. You'll see there's 2 types of everything. There's a compressed one and a normal one. And what this means basically is, if you decide to go and compress your cobblestone, so that's basically 9 cobblestone makes 1 compressed cobblestone, this thing will, here, the compressed one, will be able to break it apart, whereas this normal one won't. And say we're doing gravel, if you want to sift the compressed gravel, this normal one won't, but this one will. So that is our difference here. We're going to go ahead and clear that out, and we're going to get started. So you can see here already we have a bit of an issue, and that is our hammers are doing nothing because they require power. So one of the easiest ways to do starting power, I think, is the Stirling generators, because they're relatively inexpensive and they'll run off of wood, lava, coal, all that kind of good stuff. So you can see the cost here is a piston, basic gear, and a furnace. And you can make a few of those and just throw them onto the items you need, or if you want to get really fancy, and this is probably a little bit further down the line for you, you can start using conduits, or yes, conduits. Conduits? No. Ha 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 ha. Boy. I thought it was conduits. Let's see. Maybe I'm just can't spell. Yes! I can't spell. Holy cow. Yes, conduits. Wow. Okay. So you can use these conduits, however, they are a real pain in the butt to make. And you can see here to get them, you're going to need to, wow, my mouse is just all over the place. I have no idea what's going on. You're going to need iron ingots, you're going to need redstone, and you're going to need an alloy smelter, which is kind of a pain in the butt to make. I mean, it's not too terrible, but still, you're going to make a machine chassis, all that kind of good stuff. So the conduits are a little bit further down the line, but if you can make them, they are great to do. You're going to see me set up my power basically with a few conduits just to save time, but again, a Stirling generator on them works just fine. So I'm not going to waste my nice ones. I'm going to use some of these mid-range conduits and get some power hooked up on these because we are going to need a bit of power. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put, let's see, where should we put this flux plug? We'll put that there. We'll hook it in. And this isn't actually powering anything, so, oops. Like I said, I have no idea what's going on. My mouse is all over the place at the moment, so I'm just going to go ahead and hook these in. Oh, this is going to be a little tricky because I've got that pipe there. And I'm going to have the box come in at the top. So maybe I won't do the box at the top. Let's go ahead and pull that off. And let's just do a nice line, or we could even do it beside. And that way it's a little bit easier to get our power into this guy. I have to shift click there. Alright. These guys are getting power. And I know this is magical power I'm using. I will do a video on power at some point. But for now, just suspend belief and go with it. Okay, so now I'm going to take these transfer discs again, because these guys here, you can see they're making gravel for me, but they don't have anywhere to put it. So we need to get them a nice spot to put the gravel. And we'll go with, oh, let's see. Actually, we'll do this. We'll make this pretty. Get rid of that snow. And then we're going to take, and you can either place a box in between if you think you might be needing some gravel and just want to grab it out on one of those boxes at some point, or you can hook it straight into your Auto Sieve. So let's go ahead and hook it in. There we go. Alright. And you can see these little guys in the box aren't doing anything. That's because they also need power. So this setup here, where I'm trying to use a filter for everything, it's going to require a lot of power. So you may just want to start with some basics, like one cobblestone generator, one auto hammer, one sifter, getting you some extra iron, so you can get started and have lots of extra materials to work with. So you can see they're just standing around still, and that's because they need filters. Actually, I should have made more of these. Look at that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put mesh there. And we're going to put one of these here. And then we're going to put one of these here. And then I completely forgot that I'm going to need one more. So I'm going to move my flux plug here for a sec. And just stick it somewhere else. Let's put it right here. Hook it in. Okay, so I'm getting power again. So then I'm going to put the fourth one up here. So let's go ahead. We need our auto hammer. And we're going to put that there. So now, I think because I restarted this video, I forgot to explain what I was throwing in those things, and that's these meshes here. So there are 4 different types of mesh. You may only start off being able to make these 2, the string and flint. The reason I'm doing 1 for each type of material, and you do, like I said, you don't have to be this anal, is because you get different materials out of every mesh with each type of material that you try to process. And I really don't like to miss out on anything. Now if you look at dust, what we get out of that is bone meal. If we go up to flint, scroll over to dust, we're getting way better things. If you want to skip the string mesh on something, go for it, because you're going to get a lot better stuff out of some of these other meshes. And you can see here, if you look at it, you can see the drop chance on everything. So we're going to scroll over. You can see here what you get with iron. Let's go over to dust again. Is this right? Am I looking at the... No, I'm looking at the... Yeah, iron stiffen. So you can kind of make an informed decision deciding on what materials you want. If you want to even bother with some of the meshes. Like I said, I like the idea of having 1 of every mesh, but it is a bit cumbersome and it is going to cost you a lot of materials. And as you can see, this machine is already getting quite large here. So we're going to go ahead and take another flat transfer disc, put that there, and we're going to grab another one of these guys. I like to call them slave-in-a-boxes. And we're going to put that there. And of course this thing needs power. So we're going to go ahead and get that hooked up. And now it's producing. But now you can see it's going to need a spot to put all the stuff it's producing too. So we're going to need some outputs for these guys. So there's a lot of different ways you can do this. There is going to be some junk material that can't be compressed that I would say, you know, just kind of toss out. But let's do this where it all comes into one nice box. So I'll put a transfer there, put a transfer here, put one here. Actually, we'll do a nice flat node here. Love these flat ones. Just makes life easier and prettier. Alright, and then we'll go ahead, switch back to these guys. And you know what? I don't even have to do it from the top here. I can put it right here. Make sure that it's connecting. Oops, I'm standing on it. It's hard to tell sometimes. I have armor that gives me creative flight. Can't always tell if I'm standing on something or not. So let's see. Did we forget to grab the other transfer things? I think we did. Let me just grab those out real quick. There we go. So again, we're going to be placing these on the thing we want stuff coming out of. So we're getting it to come out. And it's going to be putting it into this box. And now you see you're getting all these little pieces of ore. And these can't go straight into a forge and start being smelted. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. They need to be either crafted into a whole nugget, or what I like to do is use an auto compressor. Now, not everything we have is going to be able to go through into the auto compressor. I put the compressors back too, my goodness. So let's go ahead and grab some compressors. This is all from the same mod, X Compressium. So if you want to be really creative, you can put X and Compressium, or COMP, and it'll pull up everything in this mod. So you can see what you need to make an auto compressor. So we're going to look through and see if it looks like there's anything here that we aren't going to be able to use. I'm going to double check too, look at the meshes, pull up these mesh, and I'm going to look at gravel and see if there's anything that I recognize that can't be compressed. Okay, not for string. Let's see here. Not for flint. Oops. Not for iron. And hopefully not for diamond, because that'll make life a lot easier. Not for diamond. Looks like we can have everything here compressed. So what I'm going to go ahead and do then is another flat transfer node. There we go. And I'm going to grab myself one of my compressors and put it in here. Alright. So you can see this isn't functioning because this too needs power. Crazy, right? So you can do all kinds of fancy things, Stirling generator, hook it up however you want. I'm going to be lazy and I'm going to hook it up with one of these. Which again, I know you're not going to have starting off, and that's okay. So here we go. So it's making node chunks, lapis blocks. It'll be making diamond blocks, emerald blocks, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm just going to take and put one more box. Oops, I needed my flat transfer nodes. There we go. So I'm going to put box here, and I'm going to put a flat transfer node there. So that's going to start dumping everything in here. Now, what I like to do from here is start smelting some of that ore, and then I'll have some nice big blocks of ore that I can use. And sometimes I even go crazy because this is going to fill up pretty quick, and I can press it down into blocks. So blocks of iron, lead, whatever, just to save space. So, because you're not going to have a lot of space early on, so it's not a bad idea. Oh, and also because I realized I restarted, what I'm using instead of your nice chests is these storage crates. So the small one is a little bit expensive, but I think it's worth it. You can see it takes up 1 block instead of 2 and provides you with a lot more space. This one is the next step up, so it's actually got 2 inventory panels, but your first one's going to have this much space to work with and to hold all your items. So they are pretty great. I like them a lot. So let's go ahead and see if we can hook up a furnace here, but we're going to need to filter out some items that can't be smelted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it up over here. I know I have some spares, but we'll just... Wow. Filter! I'm not smelling well tonight. We're going to be using these filters here. These are the ones that work with the transfer pipes. And you'll see there's a million different types of filters here. To figure out which one works with which, usually down at the bottom you'll see the name of the mod. This one says extra utilities. So if we look at these guys, extra utilities. So we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a filter. And we're going to start looking through. I probably don't have some of everything yet, but we're going to figure out what we got and what we want to go into a furnace. So, as you can see, my inventory is exceptionally full at the moment. So we're going to want some of this to go into our furnace. And I feel like I'm missing a few materials here. But we'll just go ahead for the sake of time. We're gonna see I put it on my bar, and then I right click it and I pull up the filter, and whitelist means stuff that I want actually passing through the filter. If I were to do blacklist, this would be stuff I don't want going through the filter. But we're gonna whitelist all this stuff, and then I'm gonna put those ore ingots back because I just needed them to put them on the filter. And then I'm going to use my flat transfer node here, and we're going to put the filter in this. Now these guys are a little bit tricky. If you tried to get them off the side of a box with your pickaxe, you'd find you picked the box. If you've got a spare flat transfer node in your inventory, you can just chip it off like that. And in order to be able to access where its filter slot is, you have to have one in your inventory and right-click on the one that you want to access. So if you're dealing with these flat transfer nodes, it's a really good idea to have more than one. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab a furnace. Now you can use any type of furnace you want, but for this I made myself a couple of fancier furnaces. I like these powered furnaces a lot, but these are definitely expensive. But I wanted to show you this quickly. So you can see here it is making me ingots. Now what do I do with these ingots? Well, I'm going to just go ahead and put them right back into this box. So we're going to put that there. And then we're going to take one of our nice transfer nodes here. And boom. Look at that. We don't really care what's transferring out of this because it's not going to transfer these nuggets. It's going to transfer the finished product out and back into this box. And like I said, if I wanted to get really fancy, instead of hooking it here, I could go ahead and pick that back up, hook it into my compressor. Boom. Oh, now that's a problem because that's putting it into the box, but that's okay. Whoops. Oh no. That is not what I meant to do. All right. Let's try this again. Oh, that is bad because that screwed up our flat transfer node here. See, there are definite problems with this. So the flat transfer nodes, you can see, got a problem there. I'm going to pick all this back up and we're going to put it back into this box while I wait. Whew. What a boo-boo. Big boo-boo. Put our flat transfer node here. Put a box here. Alright. Oh, not a box. God, good grief. Our compressor. Our compressor. Good goodness. What am I doing? There we go. Compressor goes here. Alright, so now it's going to take the finished product that we're getting from the furnace and it's going to start putting it into the compressor. Now at the moment we don't have any extra ingots because I screwed things up there. Let's see. And start getting a few ingots coming through. These ore nuggets are supposed to be going into here. Maybe I did not get gold onto my filter. That would explain it. Let's check. So we're gonna just fix this real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and throw gold onto my filter. You can see it's right in between there, but I can still access it with this flat node. Oh my goodness, here's everything. Alright. So I'm just, oh! Good! Go! Bah, 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 bah. What a day am I having? How many times am I going to have to do this? All the times! All the times! Alright, I'm done. With the noises, that is. Let's go ahead and pick everything back up. Throw it in. And one more time, we're going to drop our compressor. Okay, so I did actually just realize there is a material in here that can't be compressed. So that would be our good old flint. If you try to put flint in here, actually no, can flint be compressed? Let's see. Maybe it can. I'll be darned. Flint can be compressed. Alright. Well, if we had a material that couldn't be compressed, say like some of these will give us seeds, then all we have to do is set up a blacklist so it doesn't send that material into our compressor. Because if you're using these transfer pipes instead of the flat nodes, you will get a backup. You'll end up with this full of stuff that can't go through, and it'll be a pain in the butt. And you'll just want to run it straight to your output box. So this here is basically our output box now. It's going to take all these nice melted metals, and it's going to throw them back into here, you can see. And it's going to compress them as it gets more, so. Oh, I see. Yep. Another flat transfer disk. See, this is definitely the downside to these guys. See, we got to remove everything now because I screwed up. So let's go ahead and get our storage box down. There we go. And my inventory is too full, so let's go ahead and throw something out of here. What can we throw out? Alright, throw these in too. So I can go into the compressor. Now we're going to have to set up our transfer ring again. My goodness. Put our filter back in. Did I pick the filter up? Should have picked the filter up there. I'm not seeing that filter. Oh, there it is. Okay. And then again, our furnace. We'll go down here. Phew. And now everything's working correctly. Good gravy. But yeah, you can just pipe the items out over into this box here, your output box. Do a black list and a white list of the same item and pump it into your output. Now, let me put the lapis back in here. You're going to start gathering a good bit of material, but you can see if you're using the same compressor, this is the issue, is sometimes it just gets clogged up because there's too many items coming through. And that is definitely an issue that needs to be addressed. Now these should not be in this box. These should be over here. But I keep putting stuff back in the wrong place. There we go. Alright. So let's see, this goes here. And there we go. Now we're cooking. And this is, again, just what you would do with cobblestone. Now, I'm only going to set up one for each of the other ones, simply because this video is already much longer than I had anticipated it would be. So now we want to make ourselves some sand. And one more. That's going to be sand. We get our sifter. There we go. And we get these guys some power. So let's go ahead and set this up. And we go ahead and set this to our network. So you can see these guys they're working. They're a little bit slow. That's unfortunate. You see there's slots here where you can put in hammers, and that will speed things up a bit, but they will break, so you can enchant the hammers, and that helps a lot. So this guy over here, you can see, needs a mesh, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw in a diamond mesh for now. But again, I would set it up like I did the other ones and have, you know, one for each mesh. There may be, like I said, a couple of meshes you can just say, meh, screw it, I don't want to deal with it. And then set up something similar here, where you got everything being sorted and sifted and compressed and smelted, and you're good to go. And then we're going to set up the last one. Did I not put down that cobblestone generator? Oh, hey, where is my cobblestone generator here? Look at that. Okay, let's go ahead and set one up. So I need, how much cobblestone's in here? It's empty, so, whoa, hello dirt block. This all-in-one tool is a little bit too OP. I have issues. Alright, so cobblestone generator. Oh boy. Yep. Now it's to the point where I'm going to have to redo all these, so let's just do this instead. Oh, nope, I'm already screwed. I already got to redo it all. Oh boy. Am I stuck on here? No idea. Alright. So again, this is part of the reason the transfer discs sometimes I just say, ah, no, can't deal with it. Because they are super finicky. So here we go. Hammer, filter, or transfer, hammer, transfer, sieve. Okay, and filter. You can already see here some of the items I'm getting from this. There is an item that's going to clog you up big time in this, and that's these cactus seeds, I believe. They're on the ground. You're going to get a lot of different seeds depending on how you set things up, and it will annoy the devil out of you. So let's go ahead and get dust started here. So are we, nope, we need to hook up power again. All-in-one tools, I tell you, if they're too good, they can cause you all kinds of fun problems. And then, of course, you'd want to have a way to output it. You know, so a box here, or, you know, whatever you're going to do. We'll just go ahead and put a box. Get our rings here. There we go. Now we're getting all of our supplies outputted into there. It's going very slowly. There we are. You can see it's popping up into there. So then let's go ahead and set up the last one. This one's going to be the biggest pain in the butt, because it's going to require a lot more hammers to go through it. So if you're setting it up like I did the gravel, where you've got one on each side and at the top, yeah, it's going to be a pain. So let's put it on our cobblestone generator. Alright. And our transfer discs are there. So transfer, hammer, transfer, hammer, transfer, hammer. So that's going to gravel, to sand, to dust. And then our last thing is going to be our auto sieve. There we go. Put your mesh in. Get your power on there. Get my flux for super easy power. Alright. And there you go. You're running. And we're going to hook this in here. Put our box at the end. And boom. We are slowly making dust. No, wait, what is going on here? Oh, yeah, okay. That's good. Cobblestone to sand. Wait, do I need one more? No, that should be making dust for us. Yeah, that's making dust. Alright, and then we're sifting the dust and putting everything in here. So excellent. Alright, so that's working. Now I said I would show at the end of the video how to make lava, so I'm going to do this real quickly. I'm going to go back to my main town and show you how to get lava set up. So I'm going to take you actually downstairs to my lava generation room and just give you a quick talk about how to do this. So, nobody saw that. So, over here what I got is a cobblestone generator running into a box, just like I have for the auto sieves, because, did I freeze? I froze. I am feeding cobblestone into these crucibles. Now underneath the crucible I have lava. You can also use a torch when you're getting started, but that will make you lots of nice lava. So basically, fill the crucible with cobblestone. You can do it manually by hand, and you can have just a torch underneath it. and you will start getting lava. Now the reason I have lava under the lava is because it's times 3. My buddy over here's got netherrack, and that seems to be times 4 with his lava generation. And I believe that a torch is just times 1. So you can get that set up and get yourself producing lava. You can see here I have a fancy system that is piping out all my lava into my smelter, and up here into some easy access lava tanks. So that is how you produce lava. Now water is a little bit more painful, so to start yourself out with water, I believe just basic water is, there's something you need to do with leaves, I believe, to get it. Yeah, let's see here. So, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I believe you can compress leaves into water. Oh, wait, yep, there we go. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I didn't make the first bit of water. But once you get it, I recommend making yourself a sink. Taking a bucket of water, setting this up, because this is an infinite source of water. You never really have to worry about it. You can pump. You can see here we got this sink hooked into water tanks, and that's pumping into my buddy's generator over here. But yeah, just tons and tons of water. Anyway, I hope this was helpful to you, and I want to tell you all to take care, and I'm sorry it wasn't shorter, but there was a lot of stuff to go through. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye-bye now.